What's approaching the supreme moment? Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? We back at it again. So, for those that have been around the channel for a little while, you guys all know by now that I do like running past stage 30 just to test things out. So, doing the same exact thing with the Extreme Z Awakening for the Strength Super GOGETA. It almost seems like the other day that I was doing this for the Broly EZA. So, yeah, we back at it again. So far, it's pretty good. I've just been maintaining the same team that I used on the video the other day. It's pretty much just a strictly agility movie bosses team. For the most part, they do very well. They link up very well too. A lot of them do have Thirst for Conquest and other link skills, and then you have units like Turles and the Cooler unit that provide 40% respectively to either attack or both attack and defense. So helps out the team overall. I'm kind of keeping Tapion in reserve until I actually need him because he is a super type, so unless he transforms to Hero Dokkan, he's not going to be applying much damage. So for right now, it's easily manageable with the units that I have. I mean, they hit for a pretty good amount anyway. Each of them does, so every super attack counts at this point. So again, this is stage 50. Not much. There is like a slight variance of a difference between 30 and 50. It's really not much at this point yet, but it will get difficult toward getting closer to stage 100. But for right now, it's fine. And honestly, like, I'm putting Turles in the middle slot, even though ideally you want to put Golden Frieza there. I just want to maximize. I say that now and then end up not being able to collect the key to get a super attack. So it's like a lot of dicking around right now, you know what I mean? I'm not really, I'm kind of losing focus here and there, just trying to get through the stages for now, but it definitely does get difficult. I think, looking back on it, probably around stage, I'd say 70 is when things started to pick up a little bit, but for the most part, up until then, it was pretty straightforward. Yeah, and you'll see that here in the video, because I do skip from, we'll go from, I think, 50 to either 80, and then 90, and then 100. I can't remember the exact flow of this video itself, but you'll see different, stages leading up to level 100. So, again, this isn't bad at all for now. Honestly, I should have put the Agility Metacooler up front because he does increase attack based on the damage received, and that unit is one of my favorites in the game. The Agility Metacooler unit is a very good unit. I have him with no dupes, and he's still, depending on how much is active with the passive skill, he can hit for, well, not hit, but he has the potential to hit for about, like right around 2 million. So he's a very good unit, and I love running him on the movie bosses or the most malevolent clan team. I mean, those are very fun teams to run with that unit, and this right now is a little bit limited to strictly extreme agility type units within the movie boss category, but it's a lot of fun. So I guess I did skip all the way to stage 90. As you can see, Tapion is included because at this point, Gogeta does tend to hit for a lot more than he was previously, so you do have to be careful now. I think I was like dicking around at like stage 70 or 80, and I was like, I'm gonna place this unit in this spot instead of the respected defenders, and then I kind of like got pummeled on and then barely beat the stage. So after about stage 70, you definitely do have to be a little bit more cautious because this guy will super a lot for a lot more damage too. Let's see how much he applies here. Like 91,000 isn't terrible, but if he does that every rotation, then yeah, it's obviously gonna add up. But Tapion's definitely a good unit for this. As you can see, very little damage taken. Once he transforms into Hero Dokkan, he will provide a lot of damage as well, plus you're not taking any damage whatsoever. Pretty much similar to the Family Kamehameha EZA event, pretty much the exact same setup. The movie boss categories have the bonus, and obviously the enemy is going to be the strength type, so you want to bring in the extreme agility units to get the maximum amount of event boost applied, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much how things are. And then the Great Ape Turles, again, very, very solid unit. I've got him at 100%, and he's a very good unit. I gave him level 14 additionals and level 12 criticals. It actually works out well for him because he puts out a lot of good numbers, and his additionals will kick in for a lot. It kicks in quite frequently. And then the World Tournament cooler unit's also very solid. I mean, you're looking at multiple attacks and then the chance for it to be a critical too, so very, very good unit. I gave him level 11 additional attack and level 15 criticals. The Golden Frieza is also 100%. Pretty much gave him like levels spread across the board, like a little bit of additionals, a little bit of criticals, and some levels toward evasion in case the HP fell below 50%. And this brings me to a good point as we see Metacooler transform. You have potentially 3 units with this setup to have the ability to transform. You got Grade 8 Turles, who can go into the Grade 8 form. You've seen Metacooler right now, and then also Tapion, who can also transform. So that's 3 units that have the potential to transform and eliminate, at least for 2 to 3 turns, any HP reduction from the enemy attack, from GOGETA's attack. So that can definitely save you a lot of headaches, I guess, potentially based on not receiving damage. And this guy would, even with no dupes, will put out a good amount of numbers. So definitely a very useful unit. I think I did like a free-to-play guide not too like a day or 2 ago, so you could certainly run this guy as a friend lead and bring in a couple units that fall into the most malevolent clan category, but also units that have. And this guy provides still a secondary leader skill for 90% increase to extreme agility type, so that's also a way to bring in extra agility units that don't fall into the movie boss category team, but have the ability to at least get some of the type advantage and extra attack boost just in case, so that's kind of a good option there too if you're lacking units. I think the other one was pretty much barring a Turles friend lead, so yeah, that's a pretty standard approach on that one. Alright, so that was, looks to be stage 90, and then we're moving on to the last 2 stages, which is going to be 99 and 100. So at this point, yeah, it's really not bad at all. It's just a matter of mitigating attacks coming from Gogeta and pretty much just riding it out, waiting for the transformation to kick in, and then going from there. You obviously want to keep Tapion in the first or second slot because you do want him to come back in the 3rd rotation after this. That way, if HP levels are below 50% by then, the transformation will take place. And then once Tapion's transformation is over, Metacooler can also transform right after that because he also has the ability to transform. So you're looking at a full 2 cycles of transformations. That's essentially, at least 4 up to 6 turns that, or 6 rotations that you could potentially just not even have to worry about HP for a while. So that could definitely save you a lot of HP. Obviously, if you have these units, you're probably not struggling with the, Easy 8 too much. Again, because they are pretty solid, you could essentially. Up to stage 30, you could pretty much annihilate most of the HP based on each super attack. So, it's definitely good units to have. I actually like running these easy A events with the movie boss category bonus because the agility movie boss team is pretty good for my deck. Like I've got enough good units to build a very solid team, so it's a lot of fun to actually run this team, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I do it. Other than that, it's basically just pure boredom. I guess the other thing too is just kind of wanting to see how hard it is to get to stage 100. It's kind of like become a standard at this point, but it still takes time and effort to get to this point. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun. Alright, so let's see, 1.13 million with the cooler unit, and finished off stage 99, so this will be the last stage for the video, all the way up to the first, I don't even know if I'm going to count this as the first checkpoint, but for now the initial goal is to get to stage 100, which we're about to get. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to keep going with this. I have a lot of other farming I need to do and some shit over the weekend, so we'll see about that, but I wanted to at least get to stage 100 because I knew before this event came out that it was going to be against Strength Gogeta, and I figured it would be the movie buffs category that had the advantage in this event. So I already had a team set up for it, and I kind of wanted to just go ahead and test it out. So that's pretty much all we're doing here. Let's see how much damage is taken. I mean, obviously there's not going to be much of a difference between 99 and 100, but you might get unlucky. You know what I mean? Like it's potentially, one of those. It's like quicksand. You could easily get trapped in without seeing it coming. So most of the attacks are coming in the second position after Tapion attacks. So pretty much minimizing the amount of damage you're going to take this rotation, and looks like there's going to be 2 of the Turleses and the Golden Frieza unit. So, I mean, Turles can still defend pretty well. He'll definitely get hit for a pretty decent amount if he gets supered on, but, Golden Frieza is also one of the best tanks, and look at the rotation there. You pretty much got most of the attacks coming in the middle position, so works out very well. Works out very well for everybody, and pretty lucky setup there. We'll see how much in damage. 1.2 million. So yeah, I mean, this guy's rainbowed. I think mine will be a little bit less, given this isn't even the best link skill like setup. With like Golden Frieza is nowhere near the best linking partner for the Turles units, but at least they're providing each other 40% each. So that's a hell of a boost too. So a little bit short of a mil for my guy, which is at 79%, but the critical kicked in for about 1.4 million. And still plenty of HP left. Yeah, we'll definitely keep Tapion in the middle, even though I honestly want to put Metacooler up front just so I can increase his attack potential. But at this point, you kind of have to stop messing around a little bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, especially with the super incoming. I mean, he would have survived that probably, but HP definitely would have been quite low versus this guy that only took about 23,000 in damage. Again, he doesn't apply much damage because of the reduction, or not reduction, but he is a super type, so super type units will not get as much. They'll be at a disadvantage basically in this event. And you saw Metacooler hit for about 1.7 million potentially. So yeah, he's a very solid unit. Even with no dupes, like I said, he can get his attack up there. I don't even know if there's going to be a chance for one of the guys to transform. It almost seems like it might not even survive this rotation. I mean, you've got both of the versions of Turles that can hit for like 1.4 or 1.5 million potentially, so they can definitely hit for a very good amount. Yeah, it's pretty much done for now. Let's see how much he hits for. 1.7 million. So yeah, it's still manageable at this point. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna treat this like a first checkpoint and keep going. Like I said, I do have a lot of other farming and running through events and doing some other stuff that I gotta get done. So we'll see how much, we'll see if I actually go with this or not. But for the time being, I wanted to kind of show, the stages past level 30 on this one. So again, hopefully you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.